So I'm going to put my psychologist hat on for this vid. And not only do I have my undergrad in psychology, I'm also getting my master's in psychology. So although I am not licensed, I can still give some pretty good advice. So I think it needs to be said that texting is a terrible form of communication. Now, don't get me wrong, texting can be good, but when it comes to dating, it's not the best. Now, I myself am trying to unlearn this just from my past relationship. Texting was the only way we communicated, and it was not good. It was not healthy. It was horrible. Think of it this way. You are texting someone. They don't know how you're talking. They don't know how you're perceiving your words. They don't know the context of what you're saying. So, yeah, texting even when you're starting to date, even when you're just in the talking stages, texting is not a great form of communication. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate for that, but even, like I said, personally, I need to unlearn that texting is not a great form of communication. So just because someone is not texting you back does not mean they don't want to see you. I'm pretty sure majority of people, you don't text every person in your life every single day. Hell, I don't even text my family every single day. So why should I expect someone else to text me back? Why should you expect someone to text you back right away? Yes, we all have our phones in our hands. That is just the way the world works. That does not mean I have the capacity to text someone consistently. That doesn't mean that the other person has the capacity to text you back consistently. And you also have to understand, one text back and forth can lead to other text. And sometimes I don't want to have a conversation. I am very guilty of seeing a text message and being like, no, I'm not in the mood to talk right now. There's times when I don't want to talk to people. And I don't even want to reach out to someone and be like, hey, I'm not in the mood for texting. So please, for the love of everything out there, stop thinking that not getting a text back is a bad thing. In fact, it may be a good thing. And just because someone is not texting you back does not mean they don't like you, and it does not mean that they don't want to see you again. Just think of back in the days before cell phones. How did we communicate with everyone? We would call on the phone, we would send letters and things like that. It wasn't instant. I think right now our brains are wired that if we don't get that instant gratification, it starts to stress us out, starts to give us anxiety. So we as a society need to realize that texting is not a good thing. And yes, there are people out there who are bad texters or just terrible behaviors. That is a very small population of people. So yeah, take a deep breath. If you don't get that text message back when you want it, take a deep breath, count to 10, think of other possibilities, other reasons why they can't text you back. Maybe they're busy, maybe they're overwhelmed with life, maybe their phone is dead. There's 1,000 reasons why they're not texting you right back, and one of them is not because they don't want to talk to you. One of them is they just don't feel like talking. And that is not a bad thing.